friend, it's Pat Sloan here. So this is a little bonus video. I had some extra mail that came and extra questions that were asked that I thought I really don't want to wait that long and I don't really want to string out the mail. So I thought I would just combine them and do a bonus video and run it here in the evening, release it in the evening. So it ran as the premiere in the evening, and that way we get to chat. Because when the premiere is running, the video is already recorded, and I'm in the chat, and we talked. So, so yeah, that's what I did. Very, very fun. So we'll do the Q&A, and you know, the great questions, and then I have the mail. So the birthday mail that came, it looked like this on my front porch the other day. So. So fun. You have made my birthday so extra special. And I know a lot of you, but tomorrow is my birthday, actually, Sunday, November 26th. In 2025, it is on Thanksgiving Day again. I believe that's right. But many of you have asked, like, how old are you? No, you haven't asked me. You've been very polite, but I'll tell you, I'm 65. 65. That's kind of one of those big numbers. I don't know. Things, you got to do things when you're 65. There's certain, you know, things that you have to take care of, like your medical and stuff like that happen. And so 65 is one of those milestone years. Exciting. I embrace every year. I earned them. I worked hard for these years. All right, before we do that, I actually finished this the day before Thanksgiving. The evening, the night before, I did a little hand binding on it, and I'm just going to use straight pins and stick it in the wall and decorate with it next year, because all of this will be coming down any day now and putting up Christmas. So this will be saved for next year. But you know, I am totally okay with that. I'd be totally okay if I didn't even finish it. If I just did the cross-stitch part and put it in a box, I would be totally fine with that. I just like to make the things and have that satisfaction. I don't always need to finish things. I know. Who else is like that? Any of you? One? Okay. You and me. Yeah. That's. I also figured out something with the cross stitch, because I got stalled on this. And the reason I got stalled was because I think I figured it out. I had to go get another thread, whatever. I hadn't pulled the thread color. You know, I had these rings and I hadn't pulled the thread color. And so literally for like a week, I did not work on this because I had to go figure out a thread color. So for me, having everything for cross stitch, having everything out, having all the colors there, having easy access is going to be key for me to actually work on them. I also like to leave them out. I will leave them in the top of this tray right here in the rolling assistant so that I can get to them easily. And I've just pulled this one to make. And I believe you have to go to the designer's website. I couldn't find it online anywhere else, but Brenda Gervais' website. You can go to her website if you like it. And I'm doing it on much larger count, on the 14 count. And here is, let me show you this. I dyed this fabric with Rit blue, like a blue denim dye. And I was doing these because it was one of the stitch alongs for the charity, the Make-A-Wish charity, but I decided I didn't really want to continue working on it. So I have started the snowman. So there it is. I stitch this way, I stitch up, and this away. So that's the way I have to stitch, or I don't stitch. This was also one that I found. I couldn't find this for a little while. It was still in one of these bags. It was still in like a project bag here, and so I couldn't find it. So I did have this color. I thought, well, this is a teeny bit more tealy than I wanted, but then I found it. So I'm like, yes, gonna do that. Plus, I went and put everything on the ring. So all the threads are pulled and they're on the ring. And then if I want to put it in a project bag, I have the cute little zipper pull. And then I'm using the Holly needle minder, that darling. And then also I got this one. The Fat Quarter Shop sent me that one the other day. So sweet. They're so sweet. Okay, what we're going to do is do some Q&A. We're going to do some Q&A, and then we'll look at some prezzies. So that's so fun, so fun, so fun. There's a ton of Q&A. So I have been pulling for a little while since I, put a call out, and there was a big flurry. So, okay, so this is from Kelly. So she understands, like how I was talking about the room the other day, about how to look at your space, and be happy with what space you have. But she says, what do you, she says she loved that and she followed that. But the one question she had still was, what do you do with patterns? The patterns that you might have printed, the patterns that you've purchased. And she says, after, I'm just going to address it this way, the patterns after you've actually made the project. Okay, so you've made the quilt, like this, and maybe this one is actually in a book, so it's not a flyer. But like let's say even this, like when I'm done with this, I am never going to make a second one, never. So rarely do I even make a quilt a second time. So for me, if they're digital, they just stay in the folder. I just don't worry about it. Maybe I archive the folders after a while. If they're physical, if they're something I printed off, I recycle the paper. If they are a pattern pack, that's what these are called. These are called pattern packs. If it's a pattern pack that I purchased, I will give this to somebody. I will give it away. You could sell them. Like if you have this, you could sell them. So yeah, what else are you going to do with them? You keep it or you get rid of it. There's two options. So you decide. But why keep them if you're never, ever going to make them again? Now, I do tend to keep books for quite a while, but I've been giving away my books now, too, because there's a lot of things I've lost interest in the things in the book, or I don't really not going to make any more things from that book. And so, that's just the way that is. Okay. A question from VRY Press. She wants to know if I have a lot of large quilts hanging, and how do I hang them? So I've showed you this before. So some of you that have seen this, up. That's a curtain rod. So where are we at over here? That's a curtain rod. Do you see it? It's just a curtain rod. So any old curtain rod that you have, that's it. You just use a curtain rod. Now some people use the ones with cafe clips, curtain rods again, because they're sturdy. They're hanging fabric already. That's what they're made for. So, they have the cafe clips. I've never used those because I don't really think they were around when I first got these. So I just use regular curtain rods. Okay, this is a fun one. Asked by Sheila, how did I meet Greg, my husband Greg? How did I meet my husband Greg? Did you know each other when we were younger? She loves hearing about how people found each other. Okay, so I met Greg just before I went to college. So I came from high school to my grandparents' house for 2 months in the summer before I went to college, or maybe a month and a half. And my mom was with me and my brothers were with me. And Greg lived across the street, literally across the street. And so he came and introduced himself at some point, and we started hanging out and went on a date, that kind of a thing. But I didn't really know him prior to graduating high school and going to college. I actually knew he lived over there. He has 2 brothers. I didn't really find it exciting to go play with boys when I was a little girl. They have lived across the street from my grandmother most of my life. They moved there when he was pretty little. My great-grandmother and grandfather lived right next door to them for quite a long time. So Greg knew my grandparents, Greg knew my grandmother, and my great-grandmother, great-grandfather. Greg's mom worked with my grandma at Ma Bell, at the Bell Telephone Company. So our families were interconnected, but Greg and I didn't really know each other. He says he kind of remembers that I came to visit, but he didn't really, had no interest in me until I was 17. Then all of a sudden we were much more interested in each other. He was 19, I was 17. Okay, so there you go. Now you got the whole story. Okay. I need to go get something for this question. Hold on. So Janelle wanted to know, what color lipstick do I wear? And what's the brand? which I think is kind of cute. I think all of us have to really try lipstick and makeup in general on your skin and your skin tones and your hair color tones, because what looks good on me, you might get, and it might be totally wrong. But here is what it is. It's L'Oreal 580. Gonna come in, sit peony pink. So that is what it is. And I will link it below on Amazon. So it is kind of that color. So that's what it looks like. Pretty, it doesn't look pink to me, but I mean it is, it's pink tone. So anyways, that's what it is if you want to give it a look and see if it works on you. So Nancy wanted to know if she has a quilt with, that she's putting borders on it and the borders have words. What direction do you put the words? You know, do they go sideways? Do they go up and down, etc., etc.? Let me see if I can find this one quilt. I'm going to hold this up. And this is how I tend to do them. If it's like a quote that's going all the way around the quilt, it starts down here, may your house, and then it goes across the top, down the left, and down the bottom. And that's how I have done the words on different quilts. I've done them on a few of them several times. The one thing is if you've got words here, you can't make them this way because only one letter at a time fits normally on your, and even if you want to do a word, your border would have to be like this big to put the word like home this away. So you have to run it like this. So you're either going to run it, you know, facing, it just seems weird to face it the other way. I face it in, you know, like it's a piece of paper, like you're rotating it like the piece of paper. This is what makes logical sense to me because, you know, I am a software engineer and everything is logic, like Mr. Spock. So that's how I do it. Now, if you had words, did I have words on the bottom of this one? But if you had words on the bottom, you know, you could put those so they're facing like the top, you know, so you read them correctly rather than upside down. And then just the sides would be rotating, you know. At least that's my advice and how I have handled it. Of course, as you know, there's no right or wrong answer to something like that. It's what looks good to you. But you're just physically not going to be able to put them this way unless they're tiny words, like you're just like doing a machine embroidery and you're doing small words and you're going to run them like a list, like down the side borders. But when I'm doing them, they're big chunky letters. So, and that alphabet is on my free pattern page. Like I think you have to go to the more because, you know, I have 20 years of content, 20 years of projects and patterns and freebies and stuff. So I have multiple depths. You have to go page to page to page. Otherwise there would be, you know, too much. Anyway, so much for that. Okay. Okay, that was for Nancy. Let's do two more. Leslie, when you do scrappy binding, do I measure each piece to be the same length or is it just scrap pieces? For the most part, when I go to do scrappy binding, let me get one. Okay, here's one that's for Christmas. You're gonna make me unwind this, but it's for science, right? So here I have just the lengths, and then it changes. You know, then it might, the next length might be a little bit longer, might be a little. There's the next one, pink, there. But these two here are not the exact same. They're close. They're kind of close, but I didn't measure them to be close. It just happens to be like I'm working with maybe fat quarters or whatever. But if one of the pieces is a little bit skinnier, I'm okay with that. I don't measure it. If there's a bunch of little choppy ones, you're going to have a lot of seams, and they tend to not be what I do. If the pieces are really small and they're just going to be seam and seam, it doesn't appeal to me to work like that. But there's nothing wrong with it. If you like that, you're just going to have to probably manipulate every one of your corners so that a seam does not hit it. You'll probably have to stop and re-seam so that you don't have a seam hitting your corners, because those are really rough to turn. Let's see, I will do two more, okay, two more because they're quick. Imogene asked, have I made a Hawaiian quilt? Because they're applique. I have not. I've done a little bit of Hawaiian quilt, like a little segment or, section or something, but I didn't, maybe it was a block many years ago, but I've not made a full Hawaiian quilt. One of the things with the Hawaiian quilts is a lot of them are sort of one image and just one piece of fabric, and that doesn't appeal to me to sew. I love the look of them, but for me to make it is boring. So I have not ever ventured that way because it's not something right now that interests me to do, but maybe someday it would. And we'll do the last one for today. Marina asked, how many languages do I speak and what countries did I live in? Okay, I'm an American. For those of you who might not realize that, I'm an American and I have lived in the United States most of my life. My dad took a job in Germany, and so we moved to Germany when I was in 5th grade, and I spoke a little bit of German at the time. We did not live on base housing. We were not military, but we went to military high schools and elementary schools and housing and PX and all that. We just didn't live on the housing. And then, so we were there about 4 years, and then my dad took a job in Brussels, Belgium, and then I was there for another 4 years before I graduated from high school, and my dad was there quite a few more years after that. In Belgium, they speak French and Flemish. Flemish is kind of a Germanic language. I spoke a little bit of French, just a tiny little bit while I was there. I do not speak or really understand much of either of them anymore because it's been a long time. Long time ago, but 8 years of my life 8 years of my childhood spent in Europe. Okay, I am going to get some fun things and we're going to see what came. I forgot to mention the quilt with the quote around the border was done for a magazine many years ago, probably 15 years ago. So it is not a single pattern. I don't even remember the magazine. I don't remember if it was one of the Irish magazines or if it was like McCall's. It would have been McCall's magazine if it wasn't the Irish magazine. And okay, so one of our friends, these were stuck in with I just want to tell you, I found them. I found the little earrings of the turkey and the pumpkin. They are so cute. They were folded in the fabric, and so I didn't see them, although I think you wrote in your note something about looking in there, but I didn't quite comprehend that until I was, unfolding the fabric and saw it. So there, we got it. This is a wonderful postcard from Mary Ellen in New York. Look at this, so cute. The scarecrow, so cute. Love the scarecrow. And I've got a very fun card. This is, okay, alrighty. It's from, I think it's Melissa. Melissa in Ohio. I think that's what it says. So it is all about the zone. The zone. You're being in the zone. The whole little birthday tune about that, which is so darn cute. Thank you. I love it. Just love it. These things are so fun. Quinn Ann, who's here in Virginia, she sent me, look at this. So cute, the little glasses. And she found for me a Japanese fabric with Alice in Wonderland and the little saying, what is it? She was invited to a tea party. There's a couple little sayings, but look how cute. Is it upside down? No, it's all sort of tossed. So cute. Thank you. Mwah. I just love it. I have a I have a bin or box of Alice in Wonderland. I do. I really do. This is from Peggy in Wisconsin. If donuts could talk. All right, this is the funniest thing ever. Bite me. It's you want me. Yes. They're so funny. And then she found a mushroom timer. This is so darn cute. I love this shaped mushroom, this little fat mushroom. Okay, I shouldn't have turned it. It's probably going to go off. Well, you'll hear it go off now, maybe. Maybe I didn't turn it too. I can hear it ticking. Oh. I'm such a dork sometimes. Why did I do that? I'll stick it over here. If you hear it, that's what it is. How can I do that? I do, right? There I go. There I go. This is from Tracy in Washington State. I always say Washington State. If you are in Northern Virginia, people say Washington, they think you mean DC. So we all say Washington State. It's just what we do. Such a pretty card, such a pretty card. And she sent me some goodies. Nordics, Swedish fish, like gummy Swedish fish. Cute. Look at this wooden mushroom. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And the wooden snowman. Or Santa or gnome. That's snowman. Santa or gnome. It could be a snowman, I guess, with a hat. No, I think it's a Santa. Yeah? He's so precious. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. All the birthday wishes are just so delightful. Our ambassador Suzanne sent this, and I have to tell you, look how amazing this is. Suzanne, you did such a beautiful job. I love the fabric that she put it on. Look at that. It's like a linen, and she did the color so that it would go with my drawing room. So, you know, we've got the owl from the drawing room, the owl and the high tea that we're starting on Monday, high tea. And so this is going to be perfect. Perfect. Pillows make the perfect accent. You can pull in colors that you need. It is just the best thing ever. Now this one is from a mystery person because somehow they didn't get your name. It just says happy birthday, so thank you. And this is from Storehouse Tea. They sent, so I've got yummy teas. I love tea. I do love coffee, but I also love tea. That tea was my first love. Coffee came a little bit later. They sent along a bonus flavor to try. That's pretty cool. And some beautiful honey. Look at that. Storehouse Tea from our mystery friend. If you want to tell me your name, you can email me, pat@patsloan.com. Say I sent the tea. And thank you for those who have sent Starbucks cards. Mwah. This one is on you and you and you. Need a little drink there. Okay, this one came from Meredith, and so she sent 2 tins. Look at the tin. And this one is full of Christmas gummies. So now I had to pop this open immediately. Greg was with me, and we were like, what do Christmas gummies look like? Well, they look like this. Whoops, a couple of them stuck. They look like this. Look at this. They smell amazing. I love the smell of gummies. But the white ones, they taste kind of like the regular ones. They're fruity. They're like fruity, a fruity flavor. But they're just so pretty. Look how pretty that tin is. Okay, so we both ate one right away. And then I didn't open this one yet, but these are little cookies. So thank you. The tins are gorgeous, and they will taste amazing. I know. Okay, another wonderful, fun card. Look at this card. This is from Colleen in Washington State. Look at that. Look at that. Mushrooms are red. They're always red, right? Not always, but you know. They tend to be reds, earth tones, browns, tans. Just love them. Love them. So she found some goodies for me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She has some stickers with mushrooms. Whoops, there we go. There, some stickers in there with mushrooms. And some earth tone mushroom ornaments. They are so pretty. Wooden. These remind me of like Christmas marks in Europe. You know, when they're not, they're all sort of a little bit tangled together. There we go. So you can see one of them. My tree is going to be so amazing. Then she found this. Look at this. Mushroom magic. So it says ritual celebrations and lore of mushrooms. I'm so excited. I am excited. I want to read it. From different countries, and it has different topics. And then, what was this? A notebook, mushroom notebook. Can't have too many notebooks. Thank you, thank you. Mwah. That is so awesome. So many fun birthday cards. Karen in Massachusetts sent this one. I love that. It's beautiful. I thought it's like, oh, is this glitter? It's so cute. It's so cute. So cute. And she found the Gumi t-shirt with a regular bear. That's a Gumi bear. That's so funny. This is from the Life is Good. Yeah, the Life is Good, which has 8 million styles of t-shirts, but they have really, really nice t-shirts. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I love it. Okay, I have got a little something in here from Corrine in South Carolina. Look at the card. It's all embossed. You guys find the best cards. So good. And she sent me a yummy Starbucks. Thank you. Let's see. And what we got? We've got a soap that's got a quilt block on it. That's so cool. That is beautiful. What have we got in here? What have we got in here? A little fabric wrapping. Look, I love it. Love the fabric wrap. Oh, there's two things. Okay, let's first do this. The darling owl. Look at him. The felted owl. And then the camera fabric. I haven't seen this camera fabric. I love it. I love that one. And what else is in here? She has, let's see. This looks like a nice tea towel. What does it say? Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, beautiful saying. I'm not going to read it because I always mess it up. I can read it in my monitor there, but that is wonderful. Love roses. Roses are my mom's favorite flower, and I believe she likes pink the best. I like yellow. I like yellow roses. So you hit it right on the button. And we have, here's from Patty in New Hampshire. Now Patty is on our morning chat. And look at the card. See, another awesome card with sunflowers. But Patty went to the UK with some friends to a stitch camp, with cross-stitch camp. And so she was telling us all about it, and I am super excited because she brought me things from her cross-stitch camp. It's called the Great British, here was their little tote bag, the Great British Sampler Weekend. So sampler being a cross-stitch sampler. Then she has got me a little notepad. But look at this. She brought me the event tote. It is super, super nice. Here, I'll do it this way. I'm imagining, Patty, tell me in the chat, I'm imagining this is the project that you did at the retreat. But she said there were people from all over the world, and some of them knew who I was, considering I'm not a big cross-stitcher. That means some of them must quilt as well. But she said she gave them a little lesson if they didn't know who I was. Thank you. That's awesome. And the last one here tonight is, I think this is fun. You're making my birthday like incredible. This is from Yvonne in Florida with the Eiffel Tower. My brother and his wife just saw the Eiffel Tower for the first time. They were just over in vacation in Europe, and they were loving it. Now, turns out, Yvonne, I am so happy that you wrote and told me this. Yvonne wrote me when I first started playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. There's two types of Animal Crossing games. One is an app on your phone called Pocket Camp, and the other one is the main Nintendo Switch game, which has been out for 20 years and has had new versions. It's the big game. But she plays the Pocket Camp, and when I first mentioned I was going to play the Pocket Camp like a year ago, it was like I just had my 1 year playing, she wrote me and said, let's be friends. Well, you can't really communicate. The app doesn't have a way to chat, but you do have friends. So she is Mimi, my friend Mimi, and we exchange little presents, the way the game lets you do that. So I am so happy that I didn't write down your name when you told me before, but she sent me stickers for Animal Crossing. And she sent me an Animal Crossing bag. So he's got all the little figures from the Animal Crossing, all the little villagers and stuff. So fun. I love it. I love Animal Crossing. Oh, mushroom ornaments. Look at these. And there's a second one. Oh, that's the mushroom one. The other one is Santa, or a gnome. A Santa gnome. Look how beautiful they are. In red from my white tree. So excited. And then she did send me some Valentine gnome fabrics. There's a nice little grouping there. I see a project. These are so cute. Look at the hearts. So darling. And then she also found some mermaid fabric because, you know, she's from Florida. So she sent me a mermaid fabric, which has got men and women, male and female mermaids. So I am super excited about that. I know some project will be just perfect in the future. I don't know what that project will be, but it will have to get used because it is so fun. Okay, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this little bonus so I could thank everybody for all of the birthday things. Just so much. You have made my birthday so incredible, and just I feel so blessed to have you as friends in my life. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.